Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey. Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Good afternoon, sports fans. The Lander Valley High School boys Tigers are here in Douglas at the Douglas Classic and about to meet the Burns Broncs in this, the third game of the Douglas Classic. Earlier today, Wheatland defeated Burns 47-30, and the Douglas Bearcats just took care of the Wheatland Bulldogs 62-38. The next contest after Burns plays Lander Valley is at 7:30 tonight, and the hometown Douglas Bearcats will be playing Lovell. We do have scores from the Lander Classic over in Lander featuring the Lander Valley Lady Tigers. They were defeated this afternoon 43-38 by the Wheatland Lady Bulldogs, and the Lady Tigers will be on the court again at the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse at 6:30 tonight to play the Lovell Lady Bulldogs. One score we have from the Flaming Gorge Classic down in Green River. Mountain View defeated the Riverton Girls this afternoon 53-38. But we're here in Douglas for this boys game, and we're featuring a couple of teams that don't usually play each other, Shawn.
No, definitely not. Burns is a 2A team, and they actually got off to kind of a poor start this season. They started 2-2, and they beat Torrington by one singular point, and they only beat Wheatland by 6 points. Other than that, they lost to Thermopolis and Southeast by kind of a whopping on both. And Lander themselves coming off their first win of the season on Saturday. Of course, if you were with us last weekend, they lost their first two games, one of which to Powell in overtime, where they really had a shot, Ernie. They had a shot in overtime, and they just fell apart in the last couple minutes. And then against Star Valley, a much taller 4A team, they got behind early. They made a quick comeback, but couldn't hold off until the end. So Lander coming off a win, and Burns just trying to get their third win of the season. Meanwhile, Lander's just trying to get their second.
Yeah, and the Lander Tigers, as we'll hear from Coach Stu Mullins here in just a minute, they still have some challenges facing them. They come into this game with a 1-2 record. The Burns Broncs come in with a 2-3 record. Ernie Over and Shawn O'Brate from the Douglas Bearcat Gymnasium, and rather similar to the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse, except there's only one set of bleachers on one side of the gym, two sets on the other side. The Bob Carey Fieldhouse seats a lot more folks than this place does, but this place has chairback seats. So, hey, that's pretty nice, Shawn.
Yeah, and I was sitting down in one. They recline a little bit, too, which is really nice. But you're right. You got the nice kind of overhead with the bar. If you're watching on our WYO Today YouTube feed, which I recommend everyone does because that's where you'll see the best action, you'll see what we're talking about. They have the nice little staircase up to the second level. But on our side, it's kind of tight over here. When you get down to the bottom of the steps here, you're really on the sideline. I almost ran into a ref trying to go to the bathroom just a second ago. Yeah. I don't want to get in the middle of a game.
Well, we're glad you're joining us on KFCW 93.1 and WYO Today YouTube. Looking at the Lander Valley Tigers, they come in with Brennan Stauffenberg, the 6'3 senior, scoring at 14.3 points a clip. Bennett Washburn had just a breakout game against Cheyenne South. He's averaging 11.8 points a game. Kyson McClung is averaging 8.3 points a game, and Abe Lopez at 10.7 points a game. So the Tigers have a lot of scoring, and it isn't quite the same for the Burns Bronx, they have one player in double figures, and that's Cody Piasecki. He's averaging 12.8 points and 2.8 rebounds a game.
Yeah, and you'll hear from a second here from our pregame interview with Coach Mullins. But last week, the first game, Brennan kind of got off to a hot start. Second game, Abe Lopez really came into his own. And then the third game, 10 of the first 11 points were scored by Bennett Washburn. And actually, if you look at the whole 3A, Bennett Washburn's 22 points ranks tied for fourth amongst the entire 3A. The only people above him are Glen Rock's Logan Jones, Thermopolis' Gavin Shumway, and Moorcroft's Chaz Dewey. So he had a great game. He had one of the best games in 3A so far this season. I'm excited to see if they kind of try and balance it out a little bit, which is exactly what Coach Mullins said they would try. But they have a lot of offensive firepower. It can come from anywhere. It can come from outside the three-point range. It can come from inside the paint. There's a lot of stuff that this team can do.
And let's take a break, and then we'll come back with that visit with Coach Stu Mullins.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines! If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
And just a bit ago, right before the varsity game team came out and practiced, I sat in the JV team game against Burns where Lander was just destroying Burns. I don't even want to mention the score because it was 48-12 when I left. But I got to talk to Coach Mullins before this game. Here's how it sounded.
So Coach, we're in Douglas. It was a nice little trip up here. First and foremost, what did you learn about your team last weekend that you're going to bring to the court today?
Well, we competed really, really hard, and we still have a long ways to go as far as execution goes. So that's the exciting thing, is there's just so much room for improvement, and I'm excited that we're playing this weekend.
You have a really good Douglas team ahead of you, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. You have Burns and Wheatland before then. What have you kind of seen from these two teams that you think might give you some trouble or that you're going to try and execute against?
Yeah, Burns is pretty athletic. They've got some kids that can shoot it if they get going. They were really good last year. They lost a lot of really good players. And then Wheatland tomorrow, Mick does such a good job with them. They're always really well coached, and they beat Burns today pretty good. So, we're by no means in a situation where we can walk in and walk all over anybody, and so we've got to really focus on ourselves all weekend, but it starts with this first game.
So last weekend you had three kids that really showed out in their own game. So Washburn really showed out in that last win. Abe Lopez really showed out in the second game, and Brennan chucked up a lot of good shots in the first game. How are you going to utilize all three in one game this time rather than each of them have their own spectacular game?
Well, we try to use them all the time. I hope that it comes together where, we have a little bit more balance, really what you're looking for. And if we can get those kids to, score their average and take better shots, that's probably going to happen. We took a lot of really bad shots last weekend, and that if that changes, then, the game becomes a lot easier for us, and especially for those kids. And we got some other kids that can really score too.
And so the home team, Douglas, we were doing our history lesson on them. It's only been a couple games, but they are the best three-point shooting team in 2A or 3A. Any of the teams that you're going to see here, how are you going to try and stop that three-point shooting from them?
Well, good question.
On their own home court as well.
Yeah, we're a couple games away from them, but their best kids are juniors. They might have one senior. They've been playing as freshmen and sophomores, these last couple years. We played them really tough last year, one of the few teams that actually stuck with them. But they spend a lot of time in the gym and they shoot it really well, and so we're going to have to, whether we're man or we're zone, we're going to have to account for that, and it's going to be a huge challenge for us. So.
And finally, last question, after what you saw last weekend, what was practice like this week? A lot of offense, a lot of defense?
Yeah, it was a lot of defense. We kind of talked about it after the game on Saturday, but, and then looking back at the film, we just didn't sustain very well defensively, especially coming out of our press. It was almost like we let down in the half court if we didn't get a steal or get a deflection in the full court. And so we worked a lot on that, where the possession has to continue all the way through the possession. And if they're able to do that, we're going to be pretty tough defensively.
Well, Coach, good luck today and tomorrow, and hope to see some wins out there.
Thanks, Shawn.
Back again at Douglas Bearcat Gymnasium on our Hampton Inn and Suites pregame show here before the Lander Tigers take on the Burns Broncs. And we just watched the Wheatland Bulldogs, the team that Lander will play tomorrow morning, Shawn. And they don't shoot much from outside. They're pretty much an inside in the paint type team.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of those old school NBA films you see where everyone goes inside. The three-point range wasn't really even invented yet, let alone taken advantage of. And we saw Lander kind of do a lot in that last game, the game they won, where they went inside really early, and that should make teams here kind of more scared of them, because those first two games they were chucking up a lot of threes and thinking they were Steph Curry. But right now, I don't know whether or not we're going to see an inside team or an outside team, and at least we know what we saw with Wheatland. We don't know what we're going to see with Lander here.
Yeah, and we also watched Douglas just dismantle Wheatland, and as you talked with Coach Mullins in the pregame interview there, they do shoot the three a lot. They made a lot of threes against Wheatland in a big victory here on their home floor.
Yeah, that's not surprising. So Douglas actually has a pretty good three-point field goal percentage. They're shooting 25% right now, but they're chucking up more than anyone else other than Lovell. Lovell shot up 10 a game over their first 4 games. Douglas shot up 8. And, it's not surprising. Trey Wren, he made 4 in both games last week. And I'm excited to see what Douglas does. But right now, this Burns team, man, we don't know what we're really going to see.
And let's take a timeout. We'll be back with our Sutherland Home Improvement Center starting lineups after this.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Jay Collins here, and I want to wish all the Fremont County athletes good luck this year. Stop down at Fremont Chevy to talk sports and let me help you purchase your next vehicle. Jay Collins, your local sales professional at Fremont Chevy Buick GMC, 307-349-7846.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help, in Lander and Riverton.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Ernie over and Shawn O'Brien back with you here in Douglas, Wyoming at the Bearcat Gymnasium at Douglas High School, where we're going to present to you the Sutherland's Home Improvement Center starting lineups. First of all, for the Lander Tigers, we're going to go with a 6'1 senior, Kyson McClung, averaging 8.3 points a game. A 6'3 junior, Bennett Washburn, scoring 11.8 points a game. A 6'3 senior, Brandon Stauffenberg, scoring 14.3 points a game. A 5'10 senior, Abe Lopez, scoring 10.7 points a game. And I think we're also going to go with Braden Lincoln, a 5'9 senior, scoring 2 points a game and 2 rebounds a contest. And for the Burns Bronx, we'll have to wait and see who they will come out with their starting lineups. I believe they are going to be Cody Piasecki. He is a 5'9 senior, scoring 12.8 points a game. Carter David is a 6'1 senior, scoring 8.8 points a game. And those are all the players I can see right now. I think we also have number 3, Cody Hape, scoring 5.8 points a game. He is the 6'2 senior. Then we have Cooper Lakin, a 6' senior, scoring 4 points a game. And now for the Burns Bronx, they're going to be introduced here to the crowd. We have Cody Piasecki. He is number 1, 5'9 junior. Carter David, a 6'1 senior.
Love his shoes.
What's that?
Sorry, I said I love his shoes.
Oh yeah, look at that. He's got brown and gold or gold and black shoes. Then we have Cooper Lakin. We mentioned him as a starter, 6' senior, and
Jared Allen, number 10.
Jared Allen. Okay, so they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on their starting lineups. A 5'10 senior. And we're just about ready to start with the contest here. Nice facility in Douglas. Not a whole lot of fans in for this game, but we do have quite a smattering of green throughout the arena, so there are some Lander fans. It's Brennan Stauffenberg, and he goes up against Cody Hape, and the tip goes to the Lander Tigers. With it is Kyson McClung, hands it off to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg on top of the arc goes to the left-hand circle, and Lincoln to Abe Lopez on top of the arc. Now he moves to his left-hand side, stops. All alone is Washburn for 2. Well, they used that play earlier in their last game against Cheyenne South, and they're doing it again, Shawn.
Yeah, and he was perfectly positioned. That's exactly how they got those first 10 points last game as well.
And for the Burns Bronx, in the corner, putting the shot up is Cody Hape. It's not good. Rebounded underneath by Allen. His follow-up shot is not good. Stauffenberg rebounds. Tigers come down the floor underneath the Washburn. He's in the paint, turns, kisses it off the glass. No,
Almost.
Not strong enough.
Almost.
Rebounded by Cody Hape, the 6'2 junior. Down court it goes to Lakin. Lakin to Piasecki. Piasecki on the far side outside to David. David back on the top of the key now to Jared Allen. Around the horn it goes. Piasecki from the corner has got a 3, and they take the lead. So Allen with the 3, and it goes 3-2. Burns on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. Tigers with it. Here's McClung underneath the basket over to Lincoln. He shoots an outside shot. Up, off, not good. Washburn with the rebound into McClung. Lays it off the glass and in. 2 more. Lander leads 4-3.
That was such nice finesse by McClung. He could have just gone up and tried to get the foul, but instead he split the defenders and found an easy layup.
Here's another shot from the outside by Lakin. That's not good. Rebounded by Stauffenberg. Quickly now and in the paint. Off the glass and in for 2. Nice coast to coast by Brennan Stauffenberg, and it's 6-3 Lander.
And his father, the former girls coach, is sitting here. He made the trip up.
Here's Lakin. Right, yeah, I saw him sitting over there in the bleachers, along with mom and sister, I believe, were up there, just about opposite us. There's a turnover by the Burns Bronx, their first of the game. McClung has it in the backcourt, having a little half-court pressure. McClung brings it all the way down. Stops around the horn it goes to Stauffenberg. On top to McClung outside the arc. In toward the paint underneath to Washburn. Washburn has it, kicks it back out to McClung for 3. No, not good. Washburn with the rebound, and no, it almost went in and out. And we've got a foul on the rebound, either against Lopez or Washburn.
Wow, that was a really good rebound by Bennett Washburn. I almost wish he would have just grabbed it and put it back up rather than come down and go back up, because that's what led to the extra effort and force that knocked that ball out of the rim.
It was a foul on Washburn. Tigers now with full court pressure. Down court it goes to Hape. Hape on the near side. Off to Piasecki. Back to Hape in the corner for 3. No, not good. Rebounded by Washburn, and it's knocked out of bounds by Hape. So the Tigers will control it in the backcourt. Burns showing a little bit of pressure. Burns gives it off to McClung. McClung on the corner to Lincoln. Over on the near side now, Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg off the glass and in for 2 and 1 more.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Oh, I knocked those over. Okay, I'm sorry.
I knew I heard something crash. We have such a small table here at the Douglas facility. We are grateful for the table. Do not get us wrong. We just have such a small one. We're not used to it. We got such big pieces of paper up here.
That's right. The personal foul was on Jared Allen, his first, and the free throw was not good. So we have Stauffenberg with 4 points, Washburn with 2, Kyson McClung with 2, and the Tigers putting on full court pressure now. Piasecki brings it down the court, gives it off to Allen. Allen on the near side to Hape. Hape, a jumper. No, not good. Rebounded by Washburn. Quick outlet pass down to Braden Lincoln. Lincoln across the court. It goes to Lopez. In drives the baseline. Can't shoot.
Pass
to Brandon Stauffenberg for 3. It's in and out. Not good, but Lincoln takes away the rebound. Kicks it outside to Lopez. Lopez underneath all alone. Lincoln for 2.
Wow, that was some good playmaking ability there by Lincoln. He knew he didn't have the shot when he got the rebound, so he repositioned himself and got open. Good eyes by Lopez, too.
Piasecki guarded by Lincoln. Now gives it off to Carter David. David on top of the arc. Fires it on the right side. In the corner now to Allen. Allen looks to move it back outside. There looks to play on the right-hand wing. Underneath it goes. Turnover by Burns. Steal by Brennan Stauffenberg. Outlet pass down to Washburn. Washburn just outside the paint to Lincoln. Lincoln at the baseline, can't shoot. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Saved by the Tigers. Layup, no, not good. It had his pocket picked. Here comes Burns down. First turnover by Lander, and now another turnover by Burns as they hit the outside line, and you can't do that.
Yeah, I like this full court press right now. It's not so much in-your-face defense, but it is giving them fits and causing a lot of passing lanes to not be open.
McClung brings it down to Lopez in the corner for 3. He's got it. Yeah, 3 points for Abe Lopez, his first points of the game. Lander now up by 10, 13-3. They're trying to bring the ball down court. It's coming into the game now is Mason Medley, a 6'3 sophomore for Burns. Gives it off to Allen. Allen around the horn it goes. Piasecki drives the baseline, puts up the shot, and draws the foul. Abe Lopez is right there to help him off the ground, and we have foul, I think, on Stauffenberg, his first. The official scorers table, Shawn, is on the opposite side of the gym, and the officials look that way when they show the foul, so we usually don't see it until it's up on the scoreboard. Piasecki makes the free throw, his first point, and it's 13-4. Lander Valley on our wyotoday.com scoreboard. Next shot is in the air. This one's good. So he has two chances to score and
look at this.
Utilizes them all the way down. 2-on-1 break. There's a shot up, off, not good by Talon Whalen, who just came into the game. Tigers had a 2-on-1 advantage that time. Piasecki brings it down now for the Burns Bronx, dressed in white with black trim and orange letters and numbers. Tigers are in their black uniforms, white numbers with green trim. Piasecki on top. He's the leading scorer, 12.8 points a game for Burns. Off to Allen now on the near side. Piasecki drives the baseline underneath the basket, can't shoot. Nice defense that time by Stauffenberg. Near side Allen in the corner, Larkin, and a 3-second zone violation. No, a timeout was called. Okay, timeout on the floor. Lander Valley 13, Burns 5. Back after this.
From the field to the court, to the pool, and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com. High Plains Power is a Touchstone.
Okay, back again. Ernie over and Shawn O'Braid at the Bearcat Gymnasium after the timeout by Burns. The Lander Tigers lead 13-5. Here's the inbounds pass to Cody Piasecki on top of the key. He's bouncing the ball to the left-hand side now to Allen. Allen moves it across the key, hands it off to Carter David. David looks for someone to give it to. Piasecki is right there, so he gets the call. Piasecki, bounce pass in the middle, goes to Medley. His shot's up, in and out, not good. Rebound, Stauffenberg quickly on the fast break. Tigers 3-on-2. Stauffenberg lays it up and in. What a drive, coast to coast.
That's two now for Brennan going coast to coast like that. That's obviously something he's been practicing.
No shot taken from the corner by Carter David, so he pops it on top of the key to Jared Allen. Around the horn it goes now. Piasecki on the right side outside. Goes underneath the Medley. Around the horn again. Inside the Medley. Medley can't shoot. Pops it on the near side. Long three is up. Not good. Tip is no good. Rebound goes to Burns. Shot is up off. Not good. Tigers get the rebound. It's a 2-on-1 break. Underneath. And Lopez is fouled.
Wow, back to this over here. McClung actually thought that he would throw it off of Burns' leg when he was going out of bounds. Gave the ball right to Burns. Lander's lucky that didn't end up in the net. And then for it to come back around and Lopez to take the foul like that was just excellent playmaking there.
Carter David with the foul, his first, team second. Abe Lopez at the line for the Tigers. Got it. So he is the leading free throw shooter for the Tigers now with one. It's the only free throw the Tigers have made. Okay, he'll get one more. Coming into the lineup now is Angel Chavez, a 5'6" senior for the Burns Bronx. Next shot by Lopez is also good. He has 5 points now, and it goes 17-5 Lander on our wyotoday.com scoreboard. Stauffenberg comes out to get a blow now.
Lopez is now 9 for 13 from free throw on the season. He's doing real good.
Keaton Iron Eyes comes in for the Lander Tigers. Down court, here's Piasecki. Drives it all the way down off the glass, not good. Fight for the rebound. We'll have a held ball as Washburn got it down there along with Chavez.
Smart to call a timeout there as soon as he grabbed the ball. Bennett knew he had possession for only 1 second, so we will take that timeout with him.
What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Well, the Tigers Washburn has it in the backcourt. They easily beat the press. Down court it goes, underneath to Whalen. Back to Lopez. Lopez in the lane, kicks it off to Iron Eyes for two. Nice assist there by Lopez to Iron Eyes.
Nice Euro step by Lopez to get the defense to bite, and that just let Iron Eyes be open.
And Lopez just picks up his first personal foul on the trip down the floor. First personal foul on Abe, the third team foul against Lander.
Lincoln's coming in for Lopez.
Yeah, here comes Braden Lincoln. He forgot to check in at the scorer's table.
Lincoln sure was dominating in that JV game I was watching against the Burns JV just a little bit earlier. He was going off from three-point range. Let's see if he does it here against the varsity team. It's a lot bigger than that JV team.
Here's Jared Allen on the right side outside.
Nice
has the ball stolen away by Kyson McClung.
Oh, and he threw
Long
it right
outlet
away.
pass, and they take it right back. Second turnover by the Tigers. Intercepting that ball was Cooper Larkin. On the far side outside now, midway between the two lines, the ball gets away, picked up by Jared Allen. On the near side, Chavez underneath, picked away. Another turnover by Burns. Tigers have a 3-on-2. Lincoln all the way down to Bennett Washburn. Washburn in the paint, almost traveled off to Lincoln. Lincoln now kicks it out to Washburn for three. It's off the back of the iron, not good. Rebound pulled down by Chavez. And here come the Burns Bronx now. Here's Piasecki. Piasecki over to Allen. Allen in the corner underneath the baseline. Can't shoot. Blocked out there. Nice defense by the Tigers. There's Piasecki for three. Not good. Rebounded by the Tigers, and a foul on Chavez on the rebound.
And I don't think we saw Bennett Washburn attempt a three in the last game. And
No.
he's got a nice looking stroke with his three-point shot there. He's not just a post player. It's quite obvious he's been working on his threes.
Okay, coming back into the game for the Burns Bronx is Cody Hape. And also coming into the game is Hogan Allen. And Tigers have it in the backcourt. Here's McClung to inbounds the ball to Whalen. Whalen brings the ball down court. He stops in the corner, launches a three that's no good at the end of the first period. And after one, it's the Lander Valley Tigers 19, the Burns Bronx 5.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Brennan Stauffenberg with 6 points on 3 buckets for the Tigers. Abe Lopez with 5 on a tray and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Leading scorer for the Lander Valley Tigers. Burns will have the basketball now on the near side at center court as we start the second 8 minutes of play. Allen inbounds it and then gets it right back. Cross court pass to Chavez. He launches a three that's not good. Rebounded by Burns. Pass goes off to Hogan Allen. Underneath the basket to Josh Allen. Turnaround jump shot. No. Rebounded by Stauffenberg. Nice rebound by Stauffenberg. He's got about 4 of them so far. He goes coast to coast, lays it up again, and 2 more. 8 points for Brennan Stauffenberg.
Wow, if he gets the rebound every time, he should just think about doing it every single possession. Almost got the steal there.
Here's as Chavez passes over in the corner to Larkin on top of the key now. Comes on the near side to Hogan Allen. Out of bounds. Turnover number 6 for the Burns Bronx. Lander will have it in the backcourt, leading 21-5. 7:20 to go until halftime.
Yeah, Hogan just dropped that ball for Burns. I don't know how that wasn't a bad pass or anything.
Here's Lopez, dribbles behind his back, hits Stauffenberg in the lane. Behind his back layup is good for Brennan. Boy, he's on fire. 10 points now for Brennan Stauffenberg. That was a beautiful pass from Lopez to Stauffenberg, and he made that, underneath reverse hook shot.
Yeah, just going around the basket, going around the defense. That is a prime fundamental basketball right there, making sure you know how to make the layup from every single angle.
23-5, Lander Valley over Burns. Here's a long pass that goes out of bounds. 7th turnover by the Burns Bronx. Lander will have it in the backcourt with Washburn to take it out. Already Stauffenberg's got those bright red cheeks. He's been playing a lot, playing pretty hard down there. Here's Stauffenberg, bounces to Washburn. Washburn on top of the key, gives it off now, and we have an offensive foul called on Parker Sixby. No, it wasn't Sixby.
It was 1-5. It was Washburn.
Oh, it was an offensive foul on the Bennett Washburn, his second of the game, and only the Tigers' 4th. 4 team fouls for Lander, 3 for Burns. 6:45 to go in the first half. Lander leading 23-5. Here's Chavez. Chavez in the corner to Lakin. Lakin on the near side now to Hape. He puts one up from 10 feet. No, nothing. No, it was an air ball. Rebounded by the Tigers. Here's Stauffenberg in the lane again. Lays it up, misses it this time. Rebound comes down to Jared Allen, and we go the other way. Bounce pass down court to Chavez in the lane. Puts that off on that glass. No. He gets his own rebound. Kisses it up there again. No. Lander gets the rebound. Braden Lincoln with it. And we go the Tigers' way. Long pass down court. Oh, and there's going to be a personal foul on Cooper Larkin as he knocked
McClung just down on his
Stauffenberg down.
No, he knocked McClung down.
Oh, it was McClung.
Yeah, and he came at him with the chest, and now Brennan's kind of getting in his face a little.
First foul by Lakin.
They're going to bring him out, yeah.
And they take him right out of the game.
That was a rough foul. I don't know if I would have accepted that as one of his teammates.
Yeah, I would. I'm blocked by your laptop there. But here's a bounce pass in the corner on top to McClung. McClung has it. Right side, Lopez for 3. Oh, in and out. Not good. Rebound by Braden Lincoln. Rebound shot is blocked. Blocked by Hape. And we go, and it's stolen away. Nice steal by Parker Sixby. Layup by Abe Lincoln. Abe Lopez.
Yeah, Abe Lopez, man. He's got some great vision. And another steal here now by McClung. Lopez is open. He's going to go off the glass anyway.
Yeah, 2. And Burns calls timeout. 27-5. Lander by 22 points. And we'll take a break.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
5:26 to go until halftime. Ernie Over and Shawn O'Brate with you from Bearcat Gym in Douglas. Lander Valley with a commanding 27-5 lead over the Bronx, over the Burns Bronx. There we go. Here is Piasecki, who's back in the game on the baseline, stops. Oh, gives a little shoulder to Parker Sixby. No foul. On top of the key now to Hape. Hape back over to Piasecki. Long 3 is off the back of the iron. Rebound on the over the back. I believe it's going to go against Burns. McClung was up for the rebound, and someone came over the top, but I think they called it out of bounds off of Burns. So here come the Tigers. McClung has it at the free throw line over to Stauffenberg underneath. He tried that behind the back again. Not good. This time it is.
Nice
Stauffenberg
rebound.
with 12 now.
Nice rebound on his own ball. I'm kind of surprised with the height that Burns has on their roster that they're not going inside more. They're putting a lot of threes up from a lot of bad angles with a lot of hands in their face.
Here's Chavez off to Carter David in the middle of the lane. There's a turnaround jumper that goes. Carter David with his first points of the game and the first points of the period halfway through by the Burns Bronx. Here's Lincoln. Lincoln to Stauffenberg. Fake the three. Moves to his right. Now to his left. Abe Lopez. Lopez drives the baseline off the glass, and this one rolls in too. Abe Lopez now with 9 points in the game. Second leading scorer for the Tigers. Here's Piasecki for Burns. Drives the baseline. Has his pocket picked, but it goes out of bounds off McClung.
Yeah, McClung could have been called for a foul there. Lopez also could have been called for the travel on that layup, but that was still a great adjustment there by Lopez. He ran into two Burns Bronx and just stopped and put up the shot.
We're halfway through the second period, 4:03 to go. Lincoln and Parker Sixby come out of the game. Coming into the Lander Tiger lineup is Whalen.
McClung blocked him from the back on that inbound shot. What a nice block.
And the outlet pass comes from Stauffenberg to McClung. McClung on the right side outside. Drives the baseline. Kicks it back out to Stauffenberg for a three. No, not good. Whistle under the basket. And we have a foul on Lander. And it's going to go against 24. That's Abe Lopez. And that's his second personal foul.
There's two players for Lander you really don't want to get in foul trouble. And Lopez is the obvious one, but Bennett Washburn you also don't want. I feel like Brennan Stauffenberg has taken this game by charge, but you do not want to get those two other players that they really rely on in foul trouble.
Down court in the middle of the lane with the ball is David. David behind his back to Piasecki. Piasecki bounce pass over on the right wing to Chavez. Piasecki outside. Now drives the baseline, tries to put up a shot, blocked by Stauffenberg. Great block. Outlet pass to Lincoln. Underneath it goes to Whalen, picked up by Stauffenberg. Tigers will reset the offense. Cross key to Lincoln. Lincoln in the paint, puts up a little floater. Oh, that wasn't a very good shot that time as it missed the basket and everything. Rebounded by Chavez. Chavez comes down the court, stops at the baseline. Turnaround jump shot off the glass and in. Well, that's his first points of the game, Angel Chavez, and it's 31-9, 2:58 to go. There's a steal, third turnover by Lander. Underneath, behind his back, pass not good, but the tip is up and good by Cody Hape, and it's 31-11, 20-point lead. Here's Lincoln. Lincoln in trouble, hands it off to Stauffenberg for three. No, not good. Rebounded by Hape. Outlet pass stolen by Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg down 1-on-4. Off the glass and in. 1-on-4, and he scores.
And that's that height advantage coming into play. He's going up against a couple 6-footers, 6'1" too, and he's just dominating.
14 points in the game by Stauffenberg. Piasecki tries a long three from outside. Braden Lincoln with the rebound. Outlet down to McClung at the baseline. Underneath, he loses the basketball. Fourth turnover for the Tigers. 2 minutes to go here in the first half of play. There's a long shot blocked. Carter David put it up. Long outlet pass down to Whalen. Whalen all alone in the corner. Gives it off to McClung, who loses it, gets it right back. Fires up a three. That's not good. Rebound underneath the basket by Brooklyn. Back to McClung for two.
McClung has 2 blocks in this game. I don't know how many he had in that Lander tournament last weekend, but 2 so far tonight in the first 2 quarters.
And we have a blocking foul on McClung. And that'll be the 7th personal foul against the Tigers.
You can have that many fouls when you're up by 24 points.
Yeah, I guess. Was that 22 or no? That was 2. So that was Parker Sixby, but he's not on the floor.
Parker Sixby just came in. It was on 24.
He was on 24. Okay, so that was Abe Lopez, and that's his third. Holy cow. Third foul on Lopez at the free throw line. Shot is in and out, not good by Carter David. He's 0 for 1. Piasecki with the rebound, has the ball knocked away. Nice steal that time by Whalen. Down court to Parker Sixby for 2.
And, Coach Mullins at the beginning of the season said, watch out for Sixby. He's going to be a special six-man type player. And when he comes in, he's got the offensive ability.
Here's the shot up off, not good by David Carter. That was just a garbage shot. Rebounded by McClung, who puts it up on the other end. No, not good. Rebounded by Lakin. Lakin, long pass down court, is way out of bounds. 9th turnover by Burns.
He should try out for the football team. That was a quarterback pass right there.
Yeah, it was. That was a good one.
I like how the court has little bear claws ripping up the wood down there in the corner.
Isn't it? That's nice.
This is a beautiful court.
This is very nice. The Bearcats here, red, white, and blue are their colors. Tigers are in black with white numbers trimmed in green. Here in the corner is Whalen. Whalen on top of the key to McClung. Back to Whalen in the corner, near side underneath it goes to Brooklyn John. Now back up to McClung. In the corner, 6B. Over in the near side, Whalen for 3, and it bounces around, not good, and a foul on the rebound is going to go against Burns. And let's see if we can pick up the number. It's 3. So that is Cody Hape that gets the foul. His first, team 5th. Lander is in, has put Burns in the one in bonus. Here's the inbounds pass to McClung, back over to John. John to Lincoln. Lincoln at the baseline, off the glass, not good. He fights for the rebound, but it's pulled away that time by Cody Hape. Long outlet pass goes to Ethan Morris. Shot's good. His first points of the game. He just came in. 37-13, 15 seconds to go until halftime. Here's Parker, 6B from on top of the key, a 3. Parker now with 5 points in the game. 5 seconds to go. Here is Piasecki, puts the shot up, and no, and that's the end of the first half of play. And after the first 2 periods, it's Lander with 40 points. Wow. And the Burns Bronx with 13. They only scored 8 points in that second period, and the Tigers came away with 21.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming. Wyoglass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. Wyoglass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. Wyoglass is Lander.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Okay, Ernie Over and Shawn O'Brate back at Douglas Bearcat Gymnasium in Douglas, Wyoming. The Douglas Classic Basketball Tournament. And I apologize for the little cough. Apparently I'm not over the cold yet. I missed 3 days this week and finally came back Thursday, but it's still hanging on a little bit, Shawn.
Yeah, I was a little sick as well. I'm not going to blame you for getting me sick, but we spent a lot of time last weekend, you know. No, it's I hope you feel better, and we'll just turn your mic down a little bit. And
yeah.
So far, I honestly think that Burns could have at least 20 points right now if they would have just picked their shots a little better in the paint. They've put up a lot of good shots with very little defense in the way by Lander when they're in the paint. They're just missing the shots. They're missing wide open layups, and they're putting in a little bit too much force, and it's hitting the back of the rim. I mean, honestly, Lander's still going to be winning this game even if they make some of those, but Burns is getting a little unlucky with some of their shots, but they're great shot selection so far, so I just wonder what the Burns coach is telling them. Burns coach Curtis Suloff. Wonder what it's telling them.
The Tigers outscored the Bronx 19-5 in the first period. They outscored them 21-8 in the second period. Halftime scores, Lander 40 and the Burns Bronx 13. The leading scorer for Burns is Jared Allen. He had a tray, so he has 3 points. He's the leading scorer. 2 points each for Cody Piasecki, Carter David, Cody Hape, Ethan Norris, and Angel Chavez. And for the Lander Tigers, leading scorer, Brandon Stauffenberg, all from the paint. 14 points. Boy, he had some tremendous coast-to-coast layups there.
Yes, he did.
Abe Lopez has 9 points in the contest. Kyson McClung has 6. Parker Sixby came in late and has 5 points. 2 points each by Braden Lincoln and Bennett Washburn. Washburn, we thought, was going to start off like a house of fire because he got that first 2 points of the game from under the basket. That was the only points he's had this half. And Keaton Iron Eyes got one basket. Foul trouble. Abe Lopez has 3, Bennett Washburn 2, Brandon Stauffenberg 1, and 1 foul each for Carter David, Cody Hape, Cooper Lakin, Jared Allen, and Angel Chavez.
Yeah, there's, like you said, the Bennett Washburn situation we thought was going to start off much like it did against Cheyenne South, because he started off just like he did against South with a couple good looks underneath the paint, making that first shot of the game. And so far he's been just really quiet, a little bit of foul trouble and a 3-point attempt, but it's going a little differently than we thought. Either way, Lander's up by 27 points. You can't ask for a whole lot better. And just to remind you guys, our halftime show is brought to you by Central Wyoming College. For information on their wide range of courses and programs, including their 4-year bachelor's degree programs, visit cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College, make your way out here. We thank you, CWC. They're off of games for a little bit this week. My wife and I got to see our first men's basketball game because they had that one canceled a couple weeks ago, and boy, those guys look legit. They have a few Wyoming Indian players there. They had a Jordan Barraza. He was there earlier this season, and he's not there anymore, but he's just one big piece of that. And Niehi Black is just dominating for CWC, much like Brendan Stauffenberg is dominating this game right now for Lander.
Yeah, we're just about through with the halftime show brought to you by CWC. It's Lander 40 and Burns 13. Back after this.
When is a pedestrian?
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians.
Wear light clothing. Walk on a pathway instead of the road. Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stand.
Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you. A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Ernie over and Shawn O'Brate. That wraps up our halftime show brought to you by Central Wyoming College, thanks to CWC. And as we get ready for the second half, I think Coach Stu Mullins is going to have an opportunity, Shawn, to put in a lot of players who don't usually see action.
Yeah, and he did that a little bit at the end of that second quarter. You didn't see Brennan, you didn't see Abe, you didn't see McClung, you didn't see Washburn, and you saw a lot of those younger kids that just played in that JV team. And I think we're going to see a lot of Parker Sixby. He's not a starter, but like I said earlier, Stu Mullins truly considers him a starter and a sixth man for this team that can bring a lot of offensive pressure to any of the situations that Lander might get into, whether they're down or up.
And I've been to practice a couple of times over at the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse in Lander. And you know who the first person is I see out on the floor?
Who?
Parker Sixby. He is working and playing real hard. And he got into this game. He already has 5 points, including a 3-ball. So Parker Sixby is working up to his potential here. He won't start the second half, as I see he's one of the players that is not seated in front of Coach Stu Mullins. On the other side, Coach Curtis Suloff has a nice, talented team, but they've spent a lot of time firing threes without really a great opportunity to make them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Burns, if they were to have found a couple of the inside passes that were definitely there in the first half, this game could be 40-30, honestly. It wouldn't be that hard for them to score if they were to find that open man. But you're right, they're just throwing up threes.
And the Lander Tigers will have the ball to start the second half of play. And it's Stauffenberg will go into Lopez. Lopez will bring it into the forecourt. Lopez looking at half-court zone defense. In the corner, Lincoln back to Lopez, over to McClung. McClung in the middle to Stauffenberg. He doesn't shoot. Out to McClung, who fires a 3-ball. It's up. No, not good. Rebounded by Washburn. Off to McClung. Underneath Stauffenberg for 2 more. Beautiful passing by the Tigers.
McClung definitely faked that out. Everyone thought he was going to go up, and he made the pass.
Piasecki in the corner shoots a 3-ball over to Hape, and he gets the second 3 of the game for the Burns Broncs. Here's McClung on top to Lopez. Lopez underneath the basket to Washburn. Turnaround jumper. Oh, it's too short. Not good. He didn't have enough oomph on that ball.
No, he did not.
And recovered, rebounded by Cooper Lakin. Lapin across the corner goes in the middle of the lane. Ball's knocked away, picked up by Hape. Hape in the corner to Piasecki. Piasecki tries to make a move in, puts a floater up and goes in.
Burns is 2 for 2 to start this second half. I think that their coach might have gotten into their head a little bit at halftime.
42-18. Stauffenberg for 2 more, and he now has 18 in the game.
Another great pass and great vision by McClung. He went behind the back, and I think they thought he might have taken it into the paint, but he found Stauffenberg instead.
On the far side, Lincoln almost got the ball taken away from Hape on the far side. Now with it is Carter David. David on top of the key to Piasecki. Piasecki looks to the left side, stops, bounce pass on the near side to Jared Allen. Allen back on top to Piasecki. He's looking back over on the right side to Hape. Hape over to David. David bounce pass in the middle. Ball's knocked away by Abe Lopez. Picked up, though, by Allen. Long shot from outside is not good. Rebound by Stauffenberg. He's going to take it all the way underneath the Abe Lopez behind his back. No, not good. Tip is up and good.
What a pass by Stauffenberg to Lopez, though, to begin all that. That was crazy.
46-18, 5:45 to go in period number 3 here in Douglas. Here's a shot up off the glass, and this one goes in for Cooper Lakin, his first 2 points of the game, and it's 46-20. Down court for the Tigers. McClung has it just underneath the arc, off to Lopez, back to McClung on top, over far side Lincoln. Back to McClung on top. He's open. Fires the three. No, not good. Rebounded by Lopez. His shot off the glass is too strong. Not good. And the rebound goes to Allen. Allen in trouble in the backcourt. Finally gets it over to Piasecki. Piasecki 3-on-3. Shot off the glass. No. McClung rebounds for the Lander Tigers. Quickly, Kyson brings the ball down the court. Stops just outside the circle. Underneath or on the far side. Now to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg in the middle, over to Lincoln. Lincoln back to Lopez. On top, McClung. McClung in the middle. Stauffenberg stops, drives, throws up a shot, and draws the foul.
I was just about to say the refs are really letting them play in this second half. That's the first penalty, especially on a shot there. And, you know, both of these teams need to really just relax a little bit. They have a lot of good-looking shots, but they're throwing them super hard at the backboard. Kyson McClung was wide open for 3. We had an open layup by Lopez, and Burns, too, had an open layup. They're just missing them all, just like Stauffenberg missed his first free throw right there.
Yeah, and that was his first attempt of the afternoon, too, of the evening. Coming out of the game for Burns is Cody Hape, and coming back into the game is Mason Medley. Stauffenberg with his second free throw, and this one is good. So he gets 1 of 2, and it goes 47-20. Tigers with the big lead in the game. Here's a long pass down court to Chavez. Chavez over to David. David in the middle loses the handle on the ball. Taken away by the Tigers. 12th turnover by Lopez, and we have an offensive foul on Lopez, and I think that's his 4th.
Well, Lopez, he just tried to give a little nudge, and I don't know if Burns' number 2, Carter David, I don't know if he sold it really well or if he was really pushed that hard, but man, he went flying there at half court.
Yeah, that's the 4th foul on Abe Lopez, and Parker Sixby comes in to replace him. Here's Chavez. Chavez on the far side outside comes over to Jared Allen underneath. Chavez off the glass and 1.
Nice little roll in there.
Chavez has 4 points in the game now. And the personal foul is going to be whistled. I have to wait for it to come up on the scoreboard. Is Talon Whalen, his first. And Chavez at the free throw line. His first free throw is not good. Tipped to Lincoln. Outlet pass to McClung. McClung all the way underneath off the glass, and it does not go in.
Nice
Rebounded by
rebound.
Sixby. Yeah, nice rebound.
Wide open.
Here's a 3. Good by Tyson McClung. He now has 9 points in the game.
That might have been a 2-pointer, I believe it was.
Oh, they giving him a 2-pointer? I thought it
His
was 3.
foot was
Here's
on the
another
line.
steal for the Tigers. Shot is up and good. That was Sixby, wasn't it?
No, that was McClung again.
Oh, that was
He's just
McClung.
finding-
Okay.
He's finding open shots. He's doing a great job of getting open, and the defense of Burns doesn't know what to do right now.
4 points, and there's a clear steal by the Tigers. Underneath the McClung, lays it off the glass, and 2 more for Kyson. He now has 9, 11, 13 points in the game, and Burns calls timeout. Lander 54, Burns 22, 3:35 to go in the third.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Back again at Bearcat Gymnasium in Douglas, Wyoming. Beautiful facility here on the floor. Got a big Bearcat painted right at the center of the gymnasium floor. Lander leading 54-22. The Tigers, Kyson McClung has scored 6 in the quarter. Stauffenberg 7 in the quarter. The only 2 Tigers who have scored. Down court underneath the basket. Chavez for a short jumper. Not good. Putback goes up and in. And that is Mason Medley. His first points of the game for Burns. Here's Lincoln. Lincoln turnaround hook shot. No, is too weak. Not good. Rebounded by Chavez. And the outlet pass comes down to Hape. Hape on the far side outside. Looks for some help there. Looking, finally found Chavez outside the arc on the near side. Now over to Allen. Across the key it goes. There's one by David for 3, and he gets it. That's their first 3, or second 3 of this quarter.
And he did it with a hand in his face as well.
54-27, 2:46 to go. Here's Parker Sixby on top of the key to Talon Whalen. Sixby in the corner to Lincoln. Underneath to Iron Eyes. Iron Eyes in the lane. Hits the bottom of the rim. He was too far under the basket to make that shot. Rebounded by Chavez, and here comes the Burns Bronx. Give it off to Carter David. David drives the baseline and draws the foul on Iron Eyes.
And we got a few good sprinkling of Lander fans here, but man, the Douglas fans are getting all set up early. Their game doesn't start until 7:30, and they're filling up these seats right in front of us, actually.
Yeah, they sure are. 2:25 to go. Nice facility here in Douglas. Not as big as the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse, but still a nice facility. Here's the long shot by Piasecki. Not good. Rebound and a foul is going to be, no, traveling called on Piasecki on the rebound. 2:20 to go. 54-27. It's all Lander in this game. Tigers will play tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock against the Wheatland Bulldogs. And then again tomorrow night at 4 against the home Douglas Bearcats. Shot up and not good by Sixby. Rebounded down court by Cooper Lakin. Lakin with the ball. Kicks it over now to Allen. Allen, far side outside to David. Ball's knocked away and out of bounds, and it'll go to Lander. Another turnover. 15th turnover. Lander has 4.
Yeah, and you were talking about the schedule. Nobody wants to overlook any opponent. Wheatland tomorrow is not going to be their toughest opponent. This Douglas team, we watched a little bit of them before this game. They were firing on all cylinders. It's going to be tough to stop that offense.
Here's Brooklyn John underneath the basket. Lincoln puts it up. Ball was blocked. Not good. Rebounded by the Burns Bronx. Outlet to Piasecki in the lane. Shots off the glass. Not good. Tip is up and good. And that is number 10, Jared Allen. He now has 5 points in the game. And there's the 5th turnover by the Lander Tigers. Down court all the way. Oh, that could have been a travel. Ball's on the ground. Rebounded. And a whistle finally does blow. And it's going to be a foul on the Burns Bronx. And it's going to go against number 10, Jared Allen, his 2nd.
Not to change the subject here, but we almost forgot to mention there is a silent auction tonight.
Oh,
if
that's
you're
right.
listening to this and you're anywhere near Douglas, all the proceeds go to send one of their teams to Washington State, I believe, for the state championship. I missed what that was. I believe it might be their speech and debate team.
I think it was, yeah. Here's Iron Eyes in the middle of the lane. Stops, takes a shot off the glass and in. Keaton with his 2nd basket, 4 points in the game. Under a minute now, 3rd period of play. Tigers are playing aggressive defense. They've got a zone defense going on right now. Underneath the basket, we've got Mason Medley. Ball taken away. Steal by the Lander Tigers. Over to Whalen, and he loses the ball out of bounds. 6th turnover by Lander.
He almost looked like a wide receiver there. Whalen did. He almost looked like a wide receiver looking out for the ball over his shoulder, and it was already past him. So when he turned around, the ball just went right out of bounds off of him.
So Burns, with 35 seconds to go, hopes to get another score here.
35 in the 3rd.
35 in the 3rd, yeah.
I don't want people to tune out early here.
That's right. Burns with the ball on the far side. Piasecki drives the baseline, puts it up, and draws the foul. And it's against Sixby, and that will be Parker's first personal foul of the game.
Sixby knew that was him right away. Obviously, you make the contact. That was just a really, really good entry into the paint there by Cody Piasecki. And you look at the stats heading into today, and Piasecki was one of their best players. He had 51 total points over their first 4 games. The second best player for Burns was Carter David with 35. And Piasecki's been relatively quiet for the rest of the day today.
Missed the free throw, but Mason Medley had the rebound, and he scores his 4th point of the game. 56-31. Here's Iron Eyes. Oh, a long scoop and score.
Nice Euro step by Iron Eyes there.
Here's a long play down court to Hape. Hape on the far side has the ball stolen by Sixby at the buzzer. Woo. Just misses the shot at the end. Lander has 58 points. They scored 18 in the quarter, and the Burns Broncs have 31 points. They did a better job of scoring in that 3rd period.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines! If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Stauffenberg the steal off to Whalen. His shot is up off the glass and good, and it's 60-31 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard here in the 4th period of play. Play just underway. There's Medley, loses the ball on the floor. It's picked up by Jared Allen. Allen at the baseline, can't shoot there. Underneath it goes to Medley, a block. Oh, what a great block that was by Stauffenberg. Underneath it goes to Lopez. He can't control the ball, out of bounds, and it'll be Lander's ball.
Still a nice try by Lopez to get it back in bounds. A little behind the back pass, just a little bit tipped there by Burns. They still get the ball back, so it's all good over here.
Tigers have the ball out. Lopez all the way into Whalen for 3. No, off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Medley. Medley still in the backcourt, hands it off over to Carter David. David drives underneath the basket. Whistle. No whistle. A steal by the Tigers underneath Lopez. Lopez at the baseline, under the basket, off the glass, and 2 more. Wow, Abe Lopez now has 11 points in the game. Tigers and the Broncs both scored 11 points in that 3rd period. There's another steal by the Tigers. Stauffenberg 1-on-none. Oh, he missed the shot. Rebound, McClung for 2.
And
14 points by Kyson.
They're getting a bunch of offensive rebounds, this Lander Tigers team, and they weren't really doing that a lot against Star Valley or Powell when they lost last week, and they're doing a great job getting boards tonight.
Here's Allen for the Broncs, gives it off to Medley. Medley in the corner to Lakin. Lakin's shot is blocked, and a foul is going to be on Stauffenberg, I believe. Yeah, his for Serrell, that's his 2nd foul.
Serrell is over there. Serrell's watching, I believe, with Demi Stauffenberg and Mom.
Oh, Serrell is the athletic director. I'm sorry.
I was giving you a second.
Yeah, that was. I missed that one totally.
Well, what's funny, you had Brennan. You have Brennan this year and last year. You had Serrell coaching the girls last year and the 6 years before that, I believe. And Demi Stauffenberg. Right. You can see the Lander girls really desperately miss Demi Stauffenberg this season.
Cooper Larkin makes the basket. It's 64-32, 6:10 to go in the game. Lopez for 3. Abe Lopez nails it. He now has 15 points. Timeout on the floor. Lander 67, Burns 32.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Well, 14 points now for Abe Lopez, 21 for Brennan Stauffenberg, as the Tigers are forcing a lot of outside shots. There's a miss, rebounded by Lopez, and the Tigers are getting a lot of good quality play by their second team. Here's in the middle, Stauffenberg off the glass for two more, and he has 23 points in the game, leading scorer as Piasecki brings it down. But the Tigers, as we heard in the pregame show, Coach Stu Mullins, there's a great steal by Lopez, lays it up and in, and he now has 16 points in the game. But as you heard the coach say, they've got a lot of challenges, and I think tonight, Shawn, the Tigers have answered some of those challenges.
Definitely. You know, he mentioned that they worked a lot more on defense this week in practice after all the points they gave up against Star Valley and Powell. And I think it's showing today with the amount of steals, and look at the amount of defensive rebounds that they've been getting. Keep aside the offensive rebounds, their defensive rebounding is superb.
And there's an air ball by Stauffenberg, and the ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll go to Burns. And here comes the rest of the Tiger team now.
They're going to switch out everyone.
Yeah, they're switching out everyone. So we have
except Lopez.
Yeah, except Abe. We've got Iron Eyes in there, Lincoln is in there, Brooklyn John and Parker Sixby are in there now for the Tigers. Here's Chavez. Chavez drives the baseline, stops, puts up the shot off the glass, and hits it.
Wow.
Nice perseverance there by Angel Chavez.
Definitely.
4:37 to go, and as the second team here gets the opportunity to get a lot of experience, this is just what the coach wanted tonight. And a foul is going to be called on Carter David.
And a lot of these kids I was watching play the JV game, so they've got that. They're fresh legged. They just beat a good Burns JV team by a lot. And I saw Brooklyn John and Lincoln put up a lot of threes like Sixby did there. It's off the top of the backboard, though. And again, look at the offensive rebound. It's so much better than any of the three games we called last week.
There's Iron Eyes. His shot was way too much. Had a little bit too much adrenaline that time as Piasecki brings it down court. Off now to Cooper Loken to Chavez for three. No. Sixby with the rebound. Abe Lopez underneath the basket. Up and in. Abe Lopez, he's going to end up with the challenge to Stauffenberg as the leading scorer tonight. I have to pick up all of his points. Here's another defensive rebound for the Tigers. Long pass. Too long. Seventh turnover by Lander.
He's got a lot of oomph in that pass. He's done that twice now from half court.
He's got a lot of energy out there, just an awful lot of energy. And now we're getting the second team in as we're under 4 minutes to go in the game for the Burns Bronx.
Well, when you're down almost 40 points, you might as well get that second team in there and get some experience before you play tough teams tomorrow.
If we do hit 40 points, it'll be a running clock from that point on. Iron Eyes with the rebound, and he throws it down court, and it'll go to the eighth turnover by the Lander Tigers. And we have Abe Lopez comes out of the game now. Let's see who came in. Whalen came in.
Burns has a tough day tomorrow as well. They start off the tournament tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning against Lovell, and then they have to play against Douglas before Lander does.
There's a long shot from outside, not good. The tip is not good. Rebounded by the Tigers again. Iron Eyes comes out of the huddle with that. Here is Whalen. Whalen back on top to Lincoln. Across the key it goes. Brooklyn John for three. Wow, he gets into the scorebook. And it's 76-34. 42-point lead for the Tigers.
Brooklyn John finally imposing his will on offense. He did so well on defense against Cheyenne South this last Saturday in their win.
Yeah, here around the horn it goes to Josh Allen. Ball is stolen away by John. He lays it up and in for 2 more. Brooklyn John with 5, and it's 78-34. And the clock continues to run.
And 1. Brooklyn John just doing what he wants under the paint there. He's not a very big player, and he's a little lanky, but he has got the speed that you want from a point guard.
And the shot is up, not good. Fight for the rebound goes to Burns. 2 minutes, 24 seconds to go on a running clock, 78-34. In the middle, there's the ball knocked away. 2-on-1 for the Tigers. Underneath to Whalen. Whalen off the glass. Oh, too strong. Too much adrenaline that time. And we're down to 2 minutes to go in the game. And the Tigers are getting some good play. And you mentioned the rebounding. That is just tremendous for the Tigers.
Yeah, I'd love to see the stat sheet on the scorers table about how many rebounds Lander has compared to Burns. It's got to be 20 more in Lander's favor. They're just all over the place, all over the boards. And it's good to see because Star Valley was all 4 or 5 inches taller.
Yeah.
And they had a tough time, and they did a lot better against Cheyenne South, but they were such a small team. Burns is pretty tall, and they're still out-rebounding them.
We're down to 90 seconds to go in the game. There's a long outside shot, not good. Parker Sixby with the rebound off to Brooklyn John. John drives the baseline, tries a bounce pass through the lane. That's the 10th turnover by the Tigers. We're down to 1:22 to go. A running clock. Lander 78, Burns 34. Angel Chavez in the middle. It goes back to Chavez. He's trying to get a hold on the ball. The ball is knocked away. Traveling is going to be called against Lander. Well, that time Iron Eyes had the ball and was trying his very best to punch it out to someone. 1 minute to go in the game.
Boy, he couldn't have gone any better to start this tournament for Lander. And I'm sure Burns is going to be disappointed going back to the hotel, but Lander, they're going to have a tough test tomorrow, and this is the best way they could start off.
There's Chavez underneath the basket for 2 more. He's going to end up being the leading scorer. He's got 8 points. Underneath the basket on the near side, Iron Eyes lost the ball. It's in the air. Chavez picks it up with 30 seconds to go. All the way down. Shot, no, not good. Whalen with the rebound for Lander. Whalen brings it down slowly. 23 seconds to go on the near side to Brooklyn John. Back to Whalen. Talon has it now, just holding the ball.
Just run out the clock.
Yeah, he's going to run the clock out. 14 seconds to go. Lander picks up win number 2 of the season. They're now 2-2 on the season. Here's the pass over to Brooklyn John. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Sixby doesn't shoot. There's the horn and the final score. The Burns Bronx 36 and the Lander Tigers 78, their largest output of the season so far.
Definitely. This was probably Lander's best game, and we're going to see if we can get a player of the game, and we'll get Coach Stu Mullins up after this. Don't touch that dial. We will be right back with your Lander Tigers after a big victory.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Jay Collins here, and I want to wish all the Fremont County athletes good luck this year. Stop down at Fremont Chevy to talk sports and let me help you purchase your next vehicle. Jay Collins, your local sales professional at Fremont Chevy Buick GMC, 307-349-7846.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
From the field to the court to the pool and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com. High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Ernie, over in Shawn O'Bray, the Lander Tigers improved to 2-2 on the season with a 78-36 victory over Class 2A Burns. This one was not a hard one for the Tigers. They led at the end of the first period 19-5. They increased the lead to 40-13 after halftime. At the end of the third period, it was 58-31. And our final, the Tigers outscored Burns in that period 20-5, and that was mostly the second team out there. Lander 78, and the Burns Bronx 36. And it looks like we've got a coach coming up with a couple of players, and we'll turn that over to you, Shawn, as soon as they get up here. Highest scorer for the Lander Valley Tigers was Brandon Stauffenberg with 23. Abe Lopez had 18. Cason McClung had 14. High scorer for Burns was Angel Chavez, who had a total of 6 points in the game.
Ooh, well, we are going to go ahead and get our Gatorade player of the game here first, Brennan Stauffenberg. Brennan, everything went well from the get-go there. Tell me what your offensive game plan was going into this game.
You know, I think this year we just like to get out and run and have fun. I think that's what we came in here and did. We didn't really have to settle into our offense too much, so we just got out and run and had fun and ran the floor and scored.
Yeah, and you got a lot of points in the paint today. You really imposed your will on that Burns defense, definitely under the paint. Is that something you're looking forward to doing? You got the height for it. You don't have to shoot threes all the time in a game like today.
Yeah, I think that's good for me. I think shooting, it'll come. I know I struggled early, but I think getting into the paint and working inside out is going to be good for me, and getting inside and working in there is going to benefit me and my team more, so I think that's where I should be most of the time.
You had 3 players, including yourself, in double digits. What's the game like for you when everyone's shooting so well and so pure?
It's fun. I mean, I love sharing the ball with teammates. I mean, we passed the ball really well this game, and I think, you know, if we have the 3 players that, you know, got into double digits, it's going to be fun, and we should be really successful with that.
Awesome. Well, hey, great game today. Looking forward to Wheatland tomorrow. Have you watched any Wheatland film yet? What do you got going tomorrow morning, you think?
I mean, I think they're a better team than Burns. I think they beat each other, one time each. So I think, I don't know, we'll just come in here tomorrow and play with the same intensity and energy we did this afternoon, and, you know, we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, definitely. Don't overlook Wheatland to get to Douglas, but Douglas is going to be a tough one on home, too. Obviously, their home court, but they have an offense. That's a dangerous offense. So good luck tomorrow. I'm going to have you hand that over to Abe, who's going to be our Papa Murphy's player of the game. Meanwhile, Brennan, if you want, your choice of Gatorade in the big black box down there. And we got Abe Lopez here, our Papa Murphy's player of the game. Abe, we're going to get you your Papa Murphy's certificate here for a free pizza. Tell me what was going through your mind. You had 23 points. You had a great game today.
What was going through my mind is I just kept trying to pass the ball around, keep the ball moving, and not have as much turnovers as I usually do. Just trying to be a better leader to the young guys out there.
I misspoke. You had 18. Brennan had 23, but you're 18. You had a lot of great looks inside the paint as well. You had a couple threes. what was happening on those fast break points? You were getting in the paint way before any Burns defender. Was that kind of a game plan to get down there early?
The court just opened up for us as we played defense on the 2-3 on our 2-3 zone. We just got a lot of steals, and that got us a lot of fast break points.
And I'll ask you the same thing I asked Brennan. How much easier is the game when everyone on your team is shooting so well and so pure? You had 3 players in double digits.
It makes the game way more easier. It just spaces out the court way more, and it just makes it a lot of fun for each other. And it's just great when all of us are shooting great and we are all passing the ball to each other.
Cool. So what are you looking forward to tomorrow morning against Wheatland? Same kind of offense, or are we going to see something different?
I'm looking forward to a great Wheatland team, and I'm just looking to come out and compete.
Cool. How much of this offense and this defense has changed since that first game against Powell? That was a heartbreaking loss in overtime. What's really grown just in the last week since we saw you there?
I'd say just the mentality and the way we come together before the games, our approach towards every game and every day. Because every day is a new day, so we just got to keep fighting.
Awesome. Well, we're going to let you go back with your coach to the locker room. Go celebrate, get ready for Wheatland and Douglas tomorrow. We'll see you here tomorrow, and I'll get you your Papa Murphy's certificate here in a minute. Have a good night, Abe.
All right, thank you guys so much.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.